remember that you're doing what you're doing because you love it. The reason I got good at wrestling or improved as much as I did in such a short amount of time is because I loved it. I loved losing because it meant I had more chances to get better. I loved getting in the room. I loved getting in the I loved, starting to implement all these other things in my life to make me better at wrestling. Everything from like nutrition to my sleep schedule to lifting to running, all like the extra things. I wanted to do it because I just loved wrestling and I wanted to see like how good I could get with only the tools that, I had. And honestly, just like don't give up because if you like actually want something and you work for it and you put in the effort, you're going to get back what you want. And it doesn't always come in the form of like wins or crowns or medals. Like you'll just realize you become a better person through it.
Welcome back to the North Florida Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jordan Cohn. Today we have another area champion from Queens of the South in Enterprise, Alabama. That is Miss Camila Robles of Niceville High School. Very proud of that. But before we get into it, today's sponsor is once again Pat Lugo and the Miami Hawks. Make sure you follow Pat Lugo on his YouTube channel as he trains for RAF 5 and begins his journey toward that light belt. All right, now that's out of the way, Camila, I am super happy about this particular one. So for people that don't know, I coached Camila the last 2 years. This year I'm taking a step back, but still very, we were working a lot this summer, and I'm always interested in what you guys are doing there. Finally got your crown. Let's see the crown for everybody. She doesn't want to
Here
wear
it
it,
is.
but all right, so talk to us about it. Tell us about the tournament. How'd it go? How'd you feel? What do you love about it?
Well, it was just a super fun tournament, just like taking a step back and looking at it as a whole. Like, yes, I won and it was fun to win and be on the stage or whatever, but I just really enjoy that the way they run that tournament and the way that they just make the girls feel so like special and so like appreciated. Like from everything, they like play this music like before they after the national anthem and the lights are going and the school is super clean. Like everything was just super well organized. It's just so amazing to see so many girls at a tournament like that, especially like coming in with uh like a pretty much a full team of girls and some new ones, like some returners. It was just super fun to see everyone like want to win and get so many matches. As for the tournament for me, it was just an amazing experience because I for some reason everything just really clicked for me this tournament. Like I've been so hard at work the past couple months. Like I had an injury. I tore my ankle. So I had to take a little bit of a break from wrestling, but after coming back, I've just been putting in the work nonstop. And I kind of just kept raising the bar for myself and I didn't realize that I was, progressively getting better. And then with this tournament, I kinda just took a step back and was like, "You know what? I am a good wrestler, and I'm gonna wrestle like me, and, if that gets me the crown, then that gets me the crown." And, it ended up being a really good tournament. I didn't get a single point scored on me, and I kinda just, like it was the best I've ever felt in my wrestling, like, so far in my career.
I'm good. I love hearing that. I also love the point you made too about Queens of the South and Enterprise making it be all about the girls. I know you and I were talking before about how a lot of times with the girls tournaments, and it's nobody intends it, but sometimes you guys just get tacked on, or it's like, okay, how can we fit the girls in? This one, it's like this is about the girls, and more tournaments are going to be about that. But it's great to see one so far ahead. Like you said, they make sure the girls get matches too. There's a lot of girls that sometimes they don't get the matches during the year. They make sure they get like 9 matches. Like some of the girls ended up like that's
Yeah.
huge for development. So this is your third time in the tournament, right? So
Yep.
talk to us about that first time going in, as a first time in the tournament, that second time, and then finally being on that stage. How the how have you seen yourself progress over? Because I know it's a big tournament that you kind of measure your seasons by. How have you felt yourself growing through this tournament?
Well, the first time I went to the tournament, it was my first ever year wrestling, and it was my second ever tournament, and I didn't win a single match. Not one match over both days. I didn't win a single one. But it didn't really upset me because it just made me really excited to like have that many matches and like be around my team for the first time basically and then be able to like watch the finals and see like, oh, this is what good wrestling looks like and just kind of be able to like look at it and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep wrestling throughout high school, so I'm gonna see how well I can do at this tournament because I want to be in the finals. And then the second year, I fell short in the semifinals, but it still made me happy because I mean, I saw my progression, like, obviously going from not winning a single match, then placing, I got 4th. I was like, "Okay, like, I can I'm still getting better." And then this year, I was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna make it all about winning because if I make it about that, then that's just, like, too much pressure on myself, and I don't when I wrestle stressed, I don't wrestle good." So, I was kinda just like, I'm just gonna go in there and wrestle like me, and whatever happens, happens." And then, I ended up winning all 3 of my matches the first day and then winning my first match on the second day, and then I was like, "Okay, I placed again. Now let's keep the momentum going." And then won my semifinals, and then when it came to the finals, Coach Adam said this thing to me. He was like, "The work has already been done, like, this is just the icing on the cake." And I was like, "You know what? You're right. I've been working so hard, and I've been putting so much work into practice. I'm just gonna go out there and have fun," and then I ended up winning it, so
That's exactly what Madison kind of said yesterday when I was talking with her. She's saying the same thing, making it about fun and not about winning. She said she knew she could win, but it wasn't about winning. It was going out there and wrestling. So I mean, that's you see, you've really been working on your mindset. Like you have been putting the work in, like technically, and I think you're starting to finally put the last little pieces in place for your high school career. At least I think you've only scratched the surface, and with your 4 million GPA that you have, the all the options are open to you. So I'm glad to hear that everything's kind of clicking in place. So let's talk about that finals. That is one of the big selling points is the finals. They give the girls the full entrance, like not just a little like walkout, but the walkout, the smoke, the spotlight. So talk to us a little bit about that and what your walkout song was.
Well, my walkout song was Superstar because, I just needed to copy Sean O'Malley, and I think it was fun because, like, I enjoy watching UFC, and then, like, the people in the audience, if, like, they got the reference, they would get the reference. But leading up to the finals, I was so nervous, not even because I didn't think I could win it, I was just like, "This is different, this is something I've never done before." And I was just like, my stomach I felt like I was gonna puke, and then Coach Matt kinda took me aside and he was like, "You're fine." Like, we, like, did breathing exercises and I stretched really well, I was super loose, like, everything. And then he was like, "You know what? Just warm up like it's any other match, and you got it." And then I was the second match up because 100 went first and then 107, so I kinda just had to wait around. And it was just so, like, nerve-wracking to be like, "Okay, this match, when is it gonna be over?" And then, before I knew it, it was, like, time to walk out. And I, like, kinda just, like, blacked out. I don't even remember, like, walking up to the stage or anything. But it was just super fun to, like the one thing I do remember was hearing all my teammates cheering, and that just, like, meant the world to me. And, like, even right before, they were, like, getting ready for the final, like, all my teammates came up to me and gave me a hug and told me they were proud of me, and that just made it so worth it. Like, I was like, "Even if I don't win this, I won," because no other team has support like the way Niceville does.
That's something we were that was very intentional of what we built. I'll tell you too, Coach Matt sent me your finals walkout and the picture of you on the mat like right after you won. He's like, "Your girl did good. You did great." I was picking up a little bit, so I was very very happy about that. So talk to some of the maybe a little girl or maybe if someone's in eighth grade, ninth grade, freshman, whatever, and is starting wrestling. You went from being 0-2 at that tournament to winning the crown. What would you say to someone that might be having that same kind of rough start as it is?
Just kinda remember that you're doing what you're doing because you love it. Like, the reason I got good at wrestling or, improved as much as I did in such a short amount of time is because I loved it. I loved losing because it meant I had more chances to get better. I loved getting in the room. I loved getting in the optional practices. I loved, starting to implement all these other things in my life to make me better at wrestling, like everything from like nutrition to my sleep schedule to lifting to running, all like the extra things. I wanted to do it because I just loved wrestling and I wanted to see like how good I could get with only the tools that, I had. And honestly, just like don't give up because if you like actually want something and you work for it and you put in the effort, um you're going to get back what you want. And it doesn't always come in the form of like wins or crowns or medals. Like you'll just realize you become a better person through it.
So where are you looking at any colleges? You still plan on wrestling in college? I don't know. Depends on the major. I know that's like your
Yeah,
that's okay. That's a good problem to have because you're majoring in something that's very it's a very challenging thing. So you always got to make sure you put your education over the athletics. But I would love to see you in a program, whether it's NWCA or a D1 program, because you got them D1 grades and D1 work ethic. I could see you. Like I said, I don't think you've only scratched the surface. So very proud of you. So, do you have anything that you want to say to the North Florida community or anybody that you want to shout out before we send you out?
definitely shout out all the girls teams in the area because just from starting 2 years ago to now, seeing the growth, like it is just so important to every girl that's been wrestling to just keep loving the sport and keep helping it grow. And also shout out to all the coaches that set up tournaments like this and get their girls to tournaments like this from far away. Like there's a team from Tennessee, all like so many more Florida schools came this year. Like I don't know, I love the growth and I love that people keep supporting it.
Oh, wow, it's due to wonderful leaders like yourself. I couldn't think of no better person in our area, our community, and our sport for young men and women to look up to, other than Queen Camila Robles. And soon we're gonna have Queen Paulina coming up the pipeline pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you so much for making time. I know that you got done with school and you're about to head to practice. So good luck. Tell all the entire team I said hey, I miss them, and I hope to see them at what is it, Beast of the Beach this weekend. All right, is Niceville Girls at Beast of the Beach?
Yep.
All right. I hope to see y'all there.
Thank you.